Prices go down.
Yeah,
Hell no.
join the club.
Yeah.
Join the club.
Yeah.
I'll let you pay mine too.
Minor enough.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the meeting to order. First up is update agenda. Do we have anything? Good. I'm gonna go to public comment because we have a visitor here. It's,
I just have a couple of questions.
okay,
Yeah.
Now, on my property out on the 10 Mile Square Road, I put up a mother-in-law's, what's called a mother-in-law's apartment. Take care of my father-in-law. Now, according to the zoning at that time, I was restricted on square footage that I could put there. It was a certain percentage of whatever mine was, or 500 square feet or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. And
How long ago was that?
8 years ago.
And I don't believe there's anything in our bylaws now that even talks about that.
No.
I might be wrong, but I don't remember right now if there was anything.
Well, I don't think
bylaw.
they've been changed.
No, I was a zoning administrator at that time, so I dealt with this and I don't remember the details, but we could look it up pretty easy. But they applied for, normally you can't have more than one dwelling on a property, but the law changed a while ago to allow, suppose, some alleged mother-in-law apartments, like, you know, you got to have your mother-in-law move in with you. They let you do that and I could skirt some of the normal rules to do it. And so that was the law then, and so it was allowed. What Dave and Linda wanted to do was completely legal, and they have a permit for it. And I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. This is not what Dave was talking about. Actually, he was talking about.
No. Well,
But
what
anyway,
I,
that's the history of that.
yeah, what I'm trying to find out is I've got my daughter living there right now. She's getting married this weekend. They can't find a house in Island Pond anywhere. I want to know what I have to do to expand that so it's got enough livable space for them if they happen to want to live there and have kids. Do I have to break up my land to do that?
So what I
not zoning, I don't
what
know.
I what I had mentioned to Dave when I saw him earlier today was and invited him to the meeting was that this is kind of precisely what Act 181 is talking about, being able to, normally you can only have one principal dwelling on a lot, except if it's a mother-in-law apartment. So Act 181, if, to my understanding, and I thought Allison was going to be here tonight, but Act 181 says we can't keep anybody from having 5 dwelling units on an acre of property. And this is
5 dwellings?
5 dwelling units on an acre
On
of
an acre.
property. Now, when you think about that, that doesn't mean 5 lots. You still maintain your
Oh.
minimum lot size, but I guess the idea is to maybe condominiumize or something, or have a multi-unit dwelling. But my understanding is if you're a single property owner and you have your own house, you could construct a multi-unit dwelling on your property, even though it might not otherwise be allowed. That's what Act 181 is trying to address, this housing shortage. There's no housing available. So this would allow people to do that. So I think what I'm suggesting, and again, I wish Allison were here to elaborate, but my understanding is that we'll be changing the zoning and we'll be taking out that only one principal dwelling per lot. I mean, you could even have, to my understanding, you could have 4 cabin type things or 4 structures, 4 dwelling units. You could have 4 dwelling units. You know, if you've got the room for them, they still have to meet setbacks. They still have to meet setbacks and everything, but you could have any construction you want. Is the way I think this is going to work, but we have to change the zoning. And Allison was supposed to come tonight with this guy, Kevin McCarthy, to talk about how this would work. and the guy was Kevin. No, I'm sorry. They're trying to sell 47 Main Street, which I think is Mike Clark's property.
No,
Next
no.
door.
Is that Kyle
Yeah, the
Forrest?
next door, the one that they're taking apart.
Kyle Forest,
It's the old property owned by the tribe.
right.
Yeah, it's the old property
Yellow.
owned by the tribe, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they want, this is the, hi, Mike, how you doing?
Good.
What are you doing here? You're on vacation.
Teresa called me and said somebody has to run the recording of the meeting.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
So, is he
So
gonna be able to
anyway-
enlarge the property to the house that he's already got there? The mother-in-law
That's what
house?
that's what we were
That's what
hoping.
we have to, we gotta ask, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it answered.
Well, that's what he was saying. He was hoping that Allison would be here with this Kevin, because they're the ones that it's
No, it's-
the state thing anyways.
You need a developer. You need somebody to develop this most homeowners are not gonna be able to carry out a project like this. It's gotta be somebody that's gotta be, I mean, maybe they can, I don't know, but seems to me they're gonna need somebody who can how to develop a property to do this. I really don't know. I'm really hoping that Allison would be here. I'm sorry. But that is the general idea as far as I know.
I know that when you start adding more bedrooms, the septic system is going to be affected. So you gotta go,
Well, in his case, it's not,
I have the septic and everything is already
yeah.
right, but
So yours is a different situation because it's two buildings, which I guess you're
there. Same piece.
on the same piece of land, but until,
I still own all the land.
right,
right,
well, but you're saying, Joel, that you could actually put like 3 cabins? It wouldn't have to be multi,
I
you
think
don't
that-
know.
I
We don't
think
know
that
yet.
once we learn more about this and change our zoning, I think the new zoning law would allow Dave to just proceed as if it's a separate dwelling and on his property without having to subdivide. He could subdivide the property. That's up to him.
Right.
If he has enough land.
I believe he does. I think it's either 2 or 5.
Hi,
But I
who's
think,
here? Allison's here.
all right.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Allison.
that's, yeah,
Stay
we have a seat
me.
right for you. Perfect. Now we can.
Joel,
Yes.
would it be right for him then to, if he wants to move forward with this, is just to apply for a permit?
No,
And,
not at this point. Allison, how you doing? Are you okay?
I mean,
Run into any moose on the way up?
No,
how serious are you in wanting to do this?
Well,
Well, let me.
You'd like to have an answer.
yeah, I'd like to have an
I
answer
would
so
like
I
to-
can move forward. I'm not
So,
gonna apply for any
Well,
permits or anything like that unless I have a definite answer of, yes, you can do this.
but we need to know
And
how
we-
you're going to do it. Separate
Don't
building,
forget-
attached
I'm-
building,
it's a separate,
Attach a building to what's there.
you're
He's adding
attaching
on.
building, you're adding on to your property.
well, it's,
Well, that's definitely
that's-
requires a permit. That
Yeah.
That's
that
correct.
regardless of anything else.
Well,
if you're
I
adding
understand
on,
that.
Yeah.
That
You know,
requires
but
a permit.
I don't wanna
Allison is here to answer our
pay
question.
$500, whatever it is, and then have you guys say, well, you can't do that.
So.
No, I
he's-
understand that.
He's got a property and he's got a little area, like a mother-in-law thing, but he wants to add on to that. But it's two buildings on one lot.
So Allison, I was
So-
trying to explain that this might be totally appropriate for what we're talking about, with
Yep.
having more than one dwelling per lot.
Yep. 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 So does your zoning currently, because I think I remember seeing like one principal use per lot or something like
Yes.
that.
Right.
So if you were to remove that restriction, the only thing is that I'm wondering if it is the accessory dwelling unit in the separate structure or?
Yes.
Yeah, it's two
No.
separate buildings.
two separate houses.
Okay, so if you're adding to the accessory dwelling unit, what are you adding?
I'm basically just gonna double the size of it.
I see. Is it still gonna be an accessory dwelling unit? A
Yeah.
single a single ADU? So the definition of an ADU was amended. And I can't remember if this happened with the Home Act or Act 181, but it used to be that an ADU was either a single bedroom or a studio that's appurtenant to a owner occupied dwelling. And now there is no limit that is specified in the bedrooms. It's
Right.
just it's a distinct living unit that is appurtenant to the owner occupied structure. So by adding to it, I think it would still be considered an accessory dwelling unit. And it's already there.
So if I may, as prior zoning administrator, this issue first came up at another place that I dealt with at Maxwell's at the curves there, just below you guys. If they had a trailer that was used as a secondary accessory apartment, and that was fine, and then they didn't have to use that anymore, and they wondered if they could use it on a temporary basis if people came to visit, and I said, yeah, I mean, just they can't just use it as a dwelling. If you had relatives come for a wedding, yeah, fine. If you had your situation, Dave, I don't think the town's going to get totally upset if that just keeps on going the way you're doing it. If you're looking for housing, as zoning administrator, I can tell you that I wouldn't take issue with it. I just say, I'm not the zoning administrator, but I just say, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And when new zoning comes out, you'll be okay. I think would you agree, Allison? Is that how you'd see
Well,
that?
the other thing that I think that has gone away in statute, it used to be that if a separate structure with the accessory dwelling unit, contained the accessory dwelling unit, then I think it was subjected to conditional use. I don't think that's in statute anymore. So even if it's in your regulations,
It's not in ours, I'm pretty sure.
okay. So I guess what I'm saying is just by adding to it, it doesn't change the fact that it's still an accessory dwelling unit.
I would agree.
And it's appurtenant to the owner occupied dwelling. So I think that the limit of one principal use per lot would not apply here because it would be considered an accessory dwelling. There might be many other instances where getting rid of that restriction would make a lot of sense, particularly in the village. But this might not be one.
It's part of the revisions to the bylaw to take out the section on one principal dwelling per lot.
Yeah.
So what do we agree on? Did we,
Well,
or what are we
So-
saying today?
I just have to wait until you guys change the zoning laws. before
Well-
I can really do
Well,
anything.
there's
No, I
no,
think
there's no violation is what I would say. There's no violation here. What you're doing is not violating the zoning bylaws right now. If you were to move a permanent person into that thing, that would be different at this point, but I don't know, given the way that the law is changing, I'm not sure the town would pursue a violation even if there was one.
It's an
So-
accessory
So-
building. I
You-
don't see a problem with adding on to it. You're gonna get a building permit and you're adding to an existing building. I don't see how we
Yeah.
can stop you from doing that.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
So he just has to do the permit.
So-
just do the permit process, that's all.
'Cause they-
And the thing with the state is, after you go over so many bedrooms, depending on how your septic system was put in years ago for so many bedrooms, if you exceed that, you're gonna have to put in a bigger tank.
And that's not us. That would be the state.
That's a state. You'll have to go with the
Well,
state.
I have 1,000 gallon tank there right now.
1,000 gallons, good for 4 bedrooms.
Well, there won't be 4 bedrooms.
Does that take care of the accessory building only?
Yes,
Then you're all set.
because each building has its own septic.
Okay, yeah, then you're fine.
Good enough.
The only thing the state made me do is drill a well because you can't have 2 buildings on a spring.
Yep.
So basically, if I apply for permits, I should be,
I see no problem.
that answers my questions.
All right,
good.
you can
Okay.
go now before.
Thank you very much.
Mm.
We like it when somebody wants to spend money in our town.
Enough money.
Thank you. So we'll just continue with Allison. We did get the survey. Everybody got the
Yeah.
survey email. We just printed them too. So
Oh,
we
good.
have a new copy.
I actually made special paper copies that are condensed down to four
perfect.
pages. And I apologize for being late. I stopped at the property on 47 Main to check it out.
Okay.
Because I was also looking for opportunities for adaptive reuse and retrofit and
This is really concise.
yeah, that was the idea.
He has spoken to you, hasn't he?
Yeah, I met with him.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I gave him information on the Vermont Housing Improvement Program. Oh,
There's two more.
Oh.
Three up. Yep.
whoops.
Oh,
I-
sorry, maybe I was supposed to pass him back.
Oh, yeah, and here's an extra one too.
Just those two there.
They got one.
Yeah,
Oh, they
um,
do?
I don't know, as long as you get one.
he's got one too.
Okay.
Both kinds.
Yeah, so the one that you printed off from is
Is the one that.
is from Google
email.
Forms. And then I also created some postcards. They're in here.
Is this the one that we're gonna give to the people, this condensed, like, all like?
Or this you can, and I cut these, I made these in-house. These would actually be postcards. And they would fit like 4 up on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And oh, sorry.
That's all right.
And I'll have a few more here for people to check out. And then the other side, the mailing label goes there, but this, I've already tested the QR code and it takes you to the Google Forms. So, because you have $500 in your budget to print,
Oh, that,
print postcards, yeah.
Okay.
So, and if we need to adjust that or whatever, but, you know, I think this might be the cheapest way to get it out, but then you would print extra copies of these
Mhm.
and distribute them to people who do not do internet.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to designate a place to get the paper.
So we
And
should
We could put them in the different
town hall.
town hall, put some in my store.
Yeah, couple of the businesses.
Yeah.
3 branches.
Yeah,
with the survey.
yeah, that's sort of.
Yeah.
For the paper copies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now, is this in stone or can any
No,
change?
no,
It
this
can be
is,
changed.
this is revised.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the good one.
I didn't attend the last meeting, but I did watch it. When
Okay.
you guys were talking. And there was one question, and I don't know how you feel about it, but I had one
Mhm.
question I thought might be relevant.
Uh-huh.
As how as people think the town is going in the right direction.
Uh-huh.
And I thought one of the questions could be, are you happy how town government is operating? Are they looking forward in the future far enough? It's to let the town select board know, the planning board know, whether or not the town feels that we're doing the right thing for them.
Okay.
And I think that would be a good question to ask if they're happy with what we are doing for them.
Okay.
And if they have any suggestions, and I see where you can write in something,
Mhm.
that would help, to direct us, planning board, water board, sewer board, select board, as to some things that we're missing and we're not really forgetting something that they feel that they're left out.
Okay.
And
The only
I think,
Yeah.
The only thing with
That's
that,
what
Mark, is
Yep.
they have to know what it is we're doing before they can say whether they like
Yeah.
what we're doing. Do they?
Yeah, yeah. That's the problem now. I mean, you hear it on, well, blah, blah, blah.
well, and I hear it too.
Go to a meeting because unless you have no idea what you're talking
Yeah.
about or what we're talking about. So putting that in here.
But you could ask them in the past, are you happy how the town has been moving forward?
Yeah.
And town government. I think it's an important question to ask. And whether or not we put it in here, that's totally up to the board here, but I wanted to get your feeling on, is that something that you've ever seen in
Oh,
some of the surveys?
I've seen it,
You think it's relevant to what we're doing?
what would you do with the information?
Well, it would let us know if they're happy with how we're progressing here as a town and with town government.
Right, but, what if they said, no, they were extremely unhappy? What would you do?
Tell us why, what you think we're doing wrong. Write a short little sentence.
Uh-huh. What if, I mean,
I mean, I don't want to step on anybody's shoes here.
Oh.
I just thought it was an important question to find out if they're really happy with us.
right, I'm just wondering if I don't think it's something that lends itself to yes or no. I mean, so what if you just had, there is a question at the end. Um,
26 is the question that brought this up.
exactly. Um, because we've given people opportunities to provide other open-ended responses around business or
Yeah,
finance,
right, but nothing about town government.
about the local economy. So,
I think by doing that, though, I think there's gonna be a lot of name dropping on this. Where
So?
somebody, oh yeah, well, who did this and, oh, I can see it. I've been there.
I tend to agree with that.
What's that?
I said I do tend to agree with that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know that you get any usable data.
If you said, I mean, if you told them what it is we're doing, which is what pursuing, I mean, what's the town plan going to say? What's the plan going to be? If you said the plan is to pursue an outdoor recreational economy to develop our economy, do you agree with that? That would make more sense. That would, because that's the direction that my understanding is that we're
That's
We're
what
now
we're trying to do
pursuing.
here right now.
right. That's what is that, but how many people really understand that? I mean, we did have the big meetings with everything, and so I hope that people aren't surprised. I mean, the Paul Costello's group, that's what came out of that. That's what we've been pursuing with the grants, the particular kinds of grants that we've been asking for. So if people don't want to do that anymore, it would be good to know, as long as they're not pursuing, get a big electronics plant here.
It's just that we're pursuing this vision here. And the vision's only going to get so much money from grants, which means that the town taxpayers are going to have to foot the bill, the rest of it. So are they in favor of what we're doing here? Because it's going to affect everybody.
Well, I think,
Do you want us to pursue?
well, I think that this was already voted to do so, right? I mean,
Right,
that's
kind
the
of, yeah.
community, right?
I mean, you could reinforce, you could say, do you want sidewalks?
Right.
I mean, our downtown revitalization grant request is based on sidewalks and revitalizing the downtown.
Yep.
I
And
certainly don't want that intent to be the rug to be pulled out under us once we've gotten this far along that path. So I'm always a little nervous when you ask people, what do you want? If they come up with something, oh, we've changed our mind. Sorry, it's just a little fear I have sometimes with the.
Yeah.
You
I'm just looking at the dollar value of what's coming. And people have a tendency when they see their taxes rise. Well, the perfect example is the assessment that just happened. I mean, everybody's upset over the assessment. They don't understand it, but they're all upset about it. Most people. So now you're going to be doing all this spending here and doing these things that we have a vision of that's going to benefit the town. are they feeling the same way as we do? I mean, I would just, I know some of these questions will answer that. But,
The thing is, the town plan doesn't spend any money. It is a
no,
vision.
no.
And this is just.
But some of the things in the plan will.
Right, but
Right.
at that point, you go to the
When we
voters at
decide to
that
do it,
point, and
then, you know, we have
either,
voters.
either they pass the budget or they don't.
Yeah.
If they're unhappy with it at that point, they just don't allocate the money to it.
I'm sorry, I opened up a can of worms here.
But keep in mind that your scope of work also includes 2 public outreach events that should be very well publicized. And
True.
the conversations about things like the assessment needs to be more of like a substantive conversation. And if you just had like a question on a survey where people are just checking boxes and they say, well, how do you feel about your income tax, your property tax is going up? They're all going to check no.
Of course,
So,
of course.
but if we were to include some information about, what we heard, what is the vision, and these are the projects we have in the queue, and this is how we're paying for it. And then we also include in those presentations about like the property assessments and why it doesn't actually mean your taxes are going up.
Yeah.
Because all the boats are going up, and
Yeah.
tide is rising.
But I disagree with you there,
Okay,
because the property taxes are all going up as assessments,
Mhm.
and we cannot control the state school tax. And that is included to the assessment. So that is gonna raise everybody's property taxes.
okay, but I mean, the point here is that the projects that you have identified already, you've identified a strategy for paying. And we can continue to talk in those public outreach sessions. And I think do it in a more qualitative way, rather than just put something on a piece of paper. Because if somebody has their mindset that they're against all property like tax
Well,
increases, they're just gonna check no anyway. And there's not,
you're always gonna have that percentage.
yeah, and you're not gonna have
Yeah.
any quality conversations with them.
Property taxes, when we ask voters in the past for money to do projects like the municipal building, when we did that project, property taxes are a way of the people express their willingness to spend some money of their own to contribute to the public good. That's what property taxes are. I mean, basically. And if we did these projects that we do are largely grant funded, so it's not like any project we do, if we did a downtown revitalization project, that's not going to be paid by taxpayers. They're going to pay hopefully 1/5 of the cost or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
which is still a cost.
which is still a cost, but that we go to the voters and we say, do you want us to raise that money on your property by taxing your property in order to do this project? And if they say no, we don't do the project.
Right? No, I
But if
just,
they say yes, then we do the project, and
Yeah.
people just agree to, you.
it's
some
nice
people would-
to let people know what's going on and keep them informed and let them have somewhat of a say in the
Sure.
whole.
Well,
No, they
that's
have,
why.
that's why we go to the voters for any significant
Yeah.
amount of money I mean, these grants require matches. So we go to the voters and say, will you raise this much, let us raise this much money in taxes as a match to the bigger grants. And we've done a lot of projects that way. So,
Oh, absolutely.
And the voters rarely say no. I mean, even when we did the grader a couple of years ago, that was controversial. People, oh, we don't want to spend that money, but they passed it. They
There was a need.
that the roads have to get taken care of, and there's a cost for that.
Okay, just had a question and I'm
no,
just,
it's a good
But
discussion.
It's an important discussion. I think that we need to be sensitive to it in our 2 public outreach sessions. And, we continue to make, sure that we can answer budget questions, and do it in a more qualitative way. So that if you do have naysayers showing up, then maybe there's a chance that you can get them to come around.
Yep.
But, you're not gonna change a naysayer's mind here.
No, because nobody knows that they're a naysayer.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what happens at town meeting, you know, they're all up in arms and blah, blah.
And they're up and
Said
down.
nobody says anything against it. all
And
of a
then,
sudden.
and at the end of the meeting,
Then
they're
you
all
come back.
bitching anyway.
Yeah, he's like, well, you didn't stand up and say anything, so there you are.
So, I am proposing that we do, like give to the end of the month, next month for survey responses. I don't know who the contact is. If somebody has a question about this.
So the end of,
September.
oh. So
Yeah.
30th?
Yeah, and so we'd have to, I also looked at our original deadline. If I can find it. I'll just leave these here so you guys can, here we go. So I was thinking, so complete no later than, compile the results would be October 15th. And then the community meeting number 1 on economic development, push that to the end of October.
Yeah.
So that we would have the survey responses. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But the survey, you're doing the end of 9:30.
Right. And so then we got 2 weeks to compile a response and produce reports.
So we're gonna have to make the copies of this survey for the people like to put in the businesses
Yeah.
right away, right? You know,
Yeah.
we'll have to have 3, so it's here.
Yeah.
You want some, we'll go to some of.
And there's a big piece of missing information in there because we don't have a contact
Oh,
right here. And we also don't have any instructions for where they get returned.
Well, it should probably just be returned to the town clerk's office, but you want to check with Teresa.
maybe have to put a little sign or something.
Well, I think she's gonna reprint them.
Am I
Yeah.
out of line by saying they could return them at the library that's open every day?
Well, they're
It's
not.
not open
Monday.
every
They're
day.
not open
Yeah.
every day.
But they're open Friday and the
Either-
town hall isn't.
What if you could have multiple drop boxes
Yeah.
throughout town?
Right.
So
Could they drop them off isn't there like a box, a money drop?
We have a
thing
box
in the front?
downstairs.
Right,
They drop off and then drop off box.
yeah. Yep. Or bring them up okay.
Take them to the library.
Yeah, so how are you gonna, oh, she's putting it on that paper, right?
Yeah, she's got this.
Yeah,
it's.
I would have to revise it.
She's revised.
It just-
Yeah,
Might want to check with the librarian though.
I don't see why.
Right.
well, I don't think they're gonna,
I don't think she'd have a problem with it, but
well, it's just a matter of collecting them and she's gonna come up here anyways.
Yeah,
Katie
I
is.
mean, once this,
Yeah.
the last day of the survey, they can bring what they have down in the library and bring them up here.
Mhm. Or bring them as they got them.
Yeah.
That way we can
And,
see 'em.
and who is our contact?
Tom?
Is it Mike?
Can be.
Was that like a yay?
Why not somebody on the planning commission?
Right,
I can.
Okay,
All right, Annie, thank you.
So my contact number,
yeah, or email.
probably contact would be better.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it at 802
uh-huh,
723 4342.
4342. I need to read this back to you just to make sure. 802-723-4342. Okay.
That's
Okay.
better that way.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is we have like a little call out box or something in here. And then we'll have the drop locations. And then maybe if there's a if there's a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will rework this.
So what about, and I realize this is also going out to just, not necessarily people that live here, just landowners or whatever, so maybe they could mail it back if they're not here?
Well, this,
Say they
would
leave
also
in
get
September.
this, they would also
You
get
can
this.
just go
Oh, that's
online
true.
and fill it
Yep.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, sorry, yep.
So, this has this, and I've just got a placeholder there for the contact information, but, over here would be the mailing.
Okay.
address. I can get, prices for printing. Oh, this is like a really, really important thing. I stole this photo. I do not have authority to use it. So I need
Photo.
a photo.
Mike probably has some photos.
What is the
Yeah.
photo? I can't see what it is.
It's a beautiful photo.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful photo of the shoreline of Island Pond with foliage in the background. And I just pulled it off the internet, but I'm sure that I do not have authority to use this. So if you have a great,
I have photos we can use. I have photographers that have given me authority to use their stuff.
awesome, awesome. So if you can just email me those, I will finalize this mechanical and I'll put your contact information as well. And then if I could get counts for the grand list and the voter checklist,
Oh,
and then I can get quotes for printing. And we should probably make posters too. Put them all around town and have this.
good idea.
So, because then I did test it with a phone.
Yeah.
It does work. so.
Yeah.
So if anybody buys any materials for this, keep track because it's covered by the grant, I believe.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And so I mean, I can see if I can get good pricing through Canva.
Oh,
For
I
the-
can probably
for the
get you way
post-
better pricing than that.
Pardon?
I can probably get way better pricing than that. I do all the
Okay.
printing for all the events and everything in town. So
Okay,
I have people.
Okay.
But that's good because we're supposed to competitively bid out these services. So at least we have.
yeah. That would show that we did our due diligence. So
Right.
I could get a few quotes on my end and then if you get some quotes and then we'll just get this done. The other thing is I sent this link out to you all just to take and work through it in case you found any bugs. Like I found a few typos. I was- I found them and I cleaned them up, but
I didn't get one.
It's
Oh,
your
this is,
email.
oh,
the hard link,
It's
the
the email.
email.
I didn't get an email.
Yeah, everybody was on
It
it.
was on webmail?
Email.
Well,
But also,
Today she did it.
if
Yeah,
you
I
do
know.
this too, you can also get on it.
I haven't
too.
seen my emails yet.
I'm looking, I did not get anything.
So you could also try it on your phone too, and see if that works for you.
Okay, got it.
Are any of the answers required?
I didn't get that, but
No.
I just did
You
this.
can submit a completely blank questionnaire.
You could. I don't know why somebody would do that.
To see if they could.
You might have a few people who do that, but I think that most people are genuinely, if they're gonna get online to
Gonna
get
get-
us. Genuine.
Because they want to do it.
That's right.
wanted.
Yeah, otherwise they'll just skip over, you know.
I mean, you might have some people who will skip a bunch of questions, and that's fine. That happens all the time.
I don't think that's me anymore. Yeah, so it is,
Email?
it's webmail. That's what I was asking you.
So is that a different way again? Because she went select boy? Okay.
Yeah, I know, I thought you said that I didn't realize it went on there.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Should I update my email contact for you then?
No, it's fine. I'll check, but I think it's fine.
The town email account.
Yeah.
Right.
So, even though the survey is live right now, I think we need to set an internal deadline of making it officially live, like maybe by the end of the week, once we have the postcards and the flyers ready to go. Does that make sense?
Does to me,
Did you
Oh,
get that, Mike?
so that it goes into the minutes.
Friday?
Is that gonna be enough time to get all this?
I don't know that those might take a couple of extra days
Yeah.
to get everything printed and mailed, but we could certainly get the flyers out. And we could also start putting the link out on Front Porch Forum. We'll have some cut and paste messages that people can use on their Front Porch
Am
Forum.
I gonna be able to talk to these people for printing the stuff? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna get,
Mike needs to answer your question.
yeah, so I'm gonna get some quotes and he's gonna get.
Yeah,
some
they
quotes.
both said,
And then whoever, and he says he's gonna get the better quote, but at least we'll have shown
Yeah.
that we did our homework.
yeah,
So,
grant.
so do we need a motion to go forward on this?
Sure.
What size is your postcard,
I think it's
Allison?
just,
All right,
What size is the postcard?
it is 5.5 by 4.25.
Okay.
Yeah,
A motion?
Do we need to make a motion to move forward on this?
Joel, do
Well-
you think we need a motion to move forward?
To
On
to
what
do
we're-
exactly what?
I don't know.
Mike, you want me to send you a picture of that postcard?
Yeah.
Doing everything that we're doing, I guess the.
Do we need a
postcards.
motion?
Well,
My
what-
question was, do we need a motion to move forward on these postcards and everything
Well,
so that we
more-
can get it done by the end of the week?
I'm more concerned with, even if you make a motion, who's gonna do what? Making a motion doesn't make things happen. You have to assign the task to somebody. Somebody's gotta do the posters. Who's doing the posters? Who's doing the flyers? Who's,
I can do the flyers. And I can send them to you. It'll have the same copy that goes on the postcard. And I'm sorry, I didn't know that, I didn't think to email the mechanical for the postcard. But yeah, and then I can make the changes to the hard copy of the survey. And then also send out some cut and paste text to everybody who has a Front Porch Forum account.
I do.
So you can start pushing that out on Front Porch Forum.
so I guess the motion would be to officially, as you said, Allison, the official start date for the survey is Friday. That would be the motion, or such a date. So that, yeah. And do you
Yep.
want them returned? Do you want it included in there when they're supposed to be returned?
Already it says that we want them back by the 30th.
30th, yeah, I
Okay.
got that.
All right. Okay,
We're
that would be
hoping
the
that
motion.
people do it electronically to save some time for, rekeying. No guarantees.
So Mark, there's your motion.
Make that motion.
I make that motion.
Okay.
What she said.
I'll second it.
Who's taking the minutes here?
Katie?
Oh,
she there?
she'll do them later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Want to do a motion?
You already did.
That's it?
Yeah,
And
make
a
a
sec-
motion and we move forward for the flyers and everything for Friday.
Okay.
And naturally, we're gonna get monies from the grant to pay for all this.
Right.
So yeah, I say that we start moving here.
Okay.
Do I
So
have a second?
I yeah,
All
second.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I mean, we drag our feet to another meeting and it's just gonna delay this.
All right, so do we want to assign different things here now if we're gonna get the material within a week to start the posters, putting the posters out, different businesses?
But this
Sign it up.
this-
put them in place?
this survey here, is that going to be done here or is that going to be done at the printers?
Oh, we can print that on the
I'll
copier
print them
here.
over here.
We'll put them
Okay.
here.
That'll be way cheaper.
Yeah.
as long as they fix it.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Your new one, right?
Teresa, I could, I don't want to expect Teresa, but I'm willing to take some and bring them here, there and everywhere.
Oh, I'll take, yeah,
And-
yeah.
Okay, so posters or the surveys, right?
Survey,
The
yeah.
surveys.
What would be nice is to have a motion in the minutes that says the planning commission approved the survey separately from everything else as submitted tonight, if we're at that stage.
There's a few
But there's a, what things
changes.
what things do you need to change on it?
The contact information
Right,
and,
already discussed.
yeah, and the instructions for returning. We have to have the places.
Yeah, which would be the library, the town hall.
Do we have to check with the
So you
library
would-
first?
No, I don't think so.
Town hall,
It'll be
Jeannie's.
fine.
So you'd make the motion pending approved edits to, and then specify them.
No, they're talking the drop off after they've done the survey.
Right, where the places that they're dropping them off, library, town hall, Jeannie's, Kingdom Mart, the businesses, right?
I think,
The surveys?
no,
Uh,
after they're done,
Oh.
after they filled them out.
Where are they gonna get them?
Yeah, but is it these? are
Well,
the
yeah,
places-
well, that's, that we are, yes,
Yeah.
that would be the business, like,
I would drop them off at,
You're saying like the library, town hall, well, town hall.
yeah, Goulette's Garage. I would
Right.
drop some
Oh,
off
businesses.
there. To drop off a pile of them at the Kingdom Market. I mean, a lot of people go there.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Ace Hardware, Essex House. We could put a few at the Essex
Yeah,
House,
Hobo.
American Legion.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take care of that, pass them out.
Yeah.
right, so,
okay,
And I'll take a few.
okay.
I'll bring some too.
So you all are taking care of the
Yeah.
distribution. So,
When they're ready, somebody call me and I'll come pick them up and I'll
Can you
start
send me
passing them out.
the final file, Allison, and I can print them.
sure, okay. And are you back tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay,
So Joel, you'd like me to make a motion then that we
To approve the survey with
approve the survey that we have in front of us?
pending the changes, approved
Amendment.
change.
Considering the changes that we discussed at
Right,
the meeting,
there you go.
so that we can move forward and having them printed and passed out.
Right.
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Oh,
all in favor?
aye,
Aye.
okay, we got that out of the way.
Pass.
All right. Thank you.
Is there anything else?
So you're gonna send
Allison?
Mike the revised survey
yep,
and he'll forward it on to Teresa
Mhm.
so that we
No,
can
I can
start.
print it right from here.
He's gonna
I can-
print it from
because
here.
Is it multiple pages? Is
Yeah.
it 2 pages?
It's just 2 pages on
Two
both
pages
sides.
back and
yeah.
front.
We can, I mean, our copier there can automatically staple them and all of that, so
Oh,
there,
gee,
somebody doesn't have to sit and do that.
okay. And then have Teresa call me when they're ready and I'll pick up the load of them and I'll start passing them out.
Well, if they're ready Friday, there won't be anybody here,
Oh,
so.
that's right, Friday.
I will be, I'll be there Friday.
All right, well, call me, Mike, when they're ready.
Yep.
I come up on Thursday,
Okay,
because Friday night where I'm doing the welcome wagon in Newport.
But I go
Trying
to the
to
Legion
move
on
it
Friday,
down.
so I'll drop a pile of them off there. Oh, yes.
Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna start researching costs for the postcards too, and I need to get a legal photograph that's not gonna get me into trouble.
yeah, Mike's gonna do that.
Okay,
Yeah, I got no
I
problem with that.
perfect.
I sent him this one so he
Oh,
could
good.
see what,
Good.
Yeah, and can you, when you get a chance, send me a picture of what the back looks like.
oh,
Oh, I could email you the mechanical when I get back to my office
Okay.
too.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Because I'm looking, I don't know how many do we think we're gonna need? Because like the place that I buy from, the more we order, the cheaper the price gets.
Yeah. So I was thinking mailing to everybody, if you could merge the grand list with the voter checklist,
Yeah,
and then
Makes sense.
you would get all of the like property owners who don't live here year round.
You're gonna need 1,000 of them roughly.
I don't know.
That's why the Essex House would be a good place, because a lot of the people from out of town go
Yeah.
there, they go to the Legion,
Yeah.
do their grocery shopping at Kingdom Market.
it would also be good just to have some of these, in addition to the flyers, just some of the extra postcards. Because again, if somebody just has their smartphone or, their computer, it's a lot easier.
Merging
Way
the
beyond,
grand list,
way beyond my talent.
merging the grand list and the voter checklist is,
I just learned how
I
to
can
do
tell
that.
you we've done that once before. It's not exactly an easy task, although maybe we have software now that can do that easier than we did, but
Could we have, Mike, Bruce put something on the town bulletin board by the road here to notify everybody that, to keep an eye out for the, survey and please fill out?
We'll come up with something.
Huh?
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, because that, everybody drives by that big bulletin board you have out there, so.
Okay.
All right. Allison, was there anything more that we need to discuss? I'm just making.
Regarding the town plan.
Yeah.
Update. So the reason that I'm late was, I was looking for property owners who were interested in creating new housing opportunities. And I met with Kyle Forrest, who purchased, 47 Main Street.
Mhm.
And we actually went inside the building. The front of it is really cool. I mean, historically, it's, the architectural elements have a lot of historic integrity. Primarily, it's the roof and the foundation have damage. The building behind it, he said that the building behind it was built in the mid 1990s.
Yeah, that's telling you.
It's fairly new. That's massive. So I gave him information on the Vermont Housing Improvement Program, which provides $30,000 to $50,000 for depending on certain arrangements, but in exchange for creation of units that would be rented at fair market rate. And the base rate for a 2-bedroom apartment here in Essex County, I think the base rate is almost 1,200.
That sounds about
Very
right.
close.
So he's got that information. It's the fair market rate calculator, is an interactive thing online. For the front part, the historic property, which is probably in the greatest peril right now, is, I think that could be a tax credit state, like through Village Center. And so I was going to reach out to Caitlin Corkins. I think that he had concluded earlier that he was just gonna tear it down. The front part. So
it's
if
also in the
we,
historic district, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
So, and it's obviously it contributes to the historic district. I mean, there's a lot of architectural elements
Oh, yeah.
that are
Nice-
intact.
Nice stuff there.
Yeah. I asked him how many units he thought he could get in there. He was thinking 2 or 3, but I'm thinking it's 2.
Yeah, I think.
I even, when I talked to him, I even thought a common area that all the tenants in the back could use.
Yeah.
Together, as a seating area or,
Yeah,
but all that stuff that's on the roof line and the eaves and all.
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff there it would be too bad to see it get thrown away.
Well, the other thing that would be lost is if that property were lost, then you basically have a missing tooth on your street front.
Mm-hmm.
Because then parking is already tight. And if he's thinking he could get 6 units in there, that's gonna be like a tight thing down that driveway that goes around to the back. And he was more inclined to leave the garage that's behind there and build like a patio up there, but I know that parking requirements have been reduced through like the Home Act. So, you know, if he had one parking unit, like parking spot per unit, that would probably suffice.
Yeah.
I don't know if he could get an arrangement with somebody else, like for offsite parking for one of the units. But yeah, so that was, I sent him information on the Vermont Housing Improvement Program, and I'll send it all to you guys as well, so that you know. I also sent him the Vermont Homes for All toolkit. And I don't know if he has spent a lot of time looking at that, but it comes up with these typical housing typologies that you would find in a downtown or village center. And it shows, you know, multi-unit structures and how they could be arranged to fit in with an historic downtown. So that was another thing that I think that when we do our presentation on housing, we should include some of the concepts that come from that. So I'll send you that so that, you know, we'll have time to think about it, but, you know, to pay attention to some of the architectural designs that are in there. Because,
I was wondering too, and I discussed that with him, is some of the designs and the scroll work on the eaves and all that stuff, could he incorporate that into the new section?
right,
So it's not lost.
right.
And he says, that's a possibility that I could do. I says, well, I think it would be important if you could keep some of the stuff that's there,
Yeah,
salvage it. And I don't know how that would work with the historic society as far as any grants that he might be able to get from that, but
I think if he were dismantling it and trying to work it into other, I mean, he would not get the tax credits.
he wouldn't.
No.
No.
But
But
wouldn't he be eligible for historic preservation grant since he's in the historic district? I mean, he's not a municipality, but do they open that up to other people?
if Caitlin Corkins would be the person to
Right.
reach out to,
Right.
and I would ask to reach out to her, knowing that this is a property that is in peril. If you have an
Well-
owner who's kind of inclined to, otherwise we'll tear it down. I think if we communicated the sense of urgency with her,
There's a particular grant just for that, I think, for emergency
Yeah.
improvements to historic buildings. We used it on the railroad station.
right? Yeah, so I think that she's the contact. She'd be the contact on all of that anyway, and she also heads up the tax credit program. The other person that I would reach out to would be Nicole, who used to work for us, who's now at Preservation Trust. I don't know what they have for private property owners, but again, this would be a lost opportunity
Yeah.
if it were torn down. So
Yeah,
now
because
that
it's got a European look, you know, as far as the roof lines and all, and
So-
it's too bad to see it get thrown away.
Well, what's really cool about it too is that if you look on both sides of it, you have the street facade, all of the buildings along there have interesting architectural elements.
Yeah,
So, and just to have that gone completely and then have that new building
Yeah.
and then parking in front,
lost it.
it is going to be lost.
So you were saying something about the roof. Didn't he just put a new roof on there?
Yes, he did.
The new part,
The new-
not on the old building.
Oh, I thought he
Yeah.
had done the,
No, just the new part in the back.
As a matter
Okay.
of fact, it's not even tarped and there's a big hole in it.
well, yeah, because I remember we had gone to look at it and it was raining and water.
I mean, upstairs is a big humongous room upstairs. It's a-
Huge. The whole place is huge.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
The new part, yeah.
Yep.
They did tear part of that off, to put the new part on. There used to be a couple of apartments back beyond.
And that must have been done in the 90s or,
Yeah,
I'm an oldie from town, so I know.
yeah.
So if we pursued this, or I don't know what it would mean to pursue this, how does this fit into our endeavors here?
So what I'm thinking is I'm hoping that it's a lead. So it's at our housing workshop or panel discussion. What I want to be able to identify are housing opportunities, adaptive reuse, and historic preservation. If we can make this one work, if we can generate some interest, then it would be a great case study to feature.
Right? Makes sense.
And the other thing is, if there are elements that currently prevent this project from going forward and permitting, we should know about it. I don't know what those things would be right now because I don't know how many units he wants to create. So,
Still some unanswered questions.
yeah. He was also at one point, I guess somebody was interested in buying it from him, taking the new part and taking the roof off the new structure and just turning that into commercial space. And he was also interested in creating commercial space. And I said, well, what's the demand for commercial space? And he said he didn't know, but he had already had requests from people who said, if you fix this up, I would like to rent from you, because there are people who are desperate for housing. So,
Commercial
Oh,
space,
people that
looks
done
like we
that.
don't have any, where there is nothing available in town right now.
okay. I guess what I'm saying though is, does that demand outstrip demand for housing?
Probably
I
not.
think,
No,
yeah.
no.
Actually, I think that would be the good thing for the front part would be to put two commercial spaces in it, one upstairs and down.
On the front part?
Yeah, what the part that the historical part of it.
I think that whole area is in the commercial zone, actually, out to Alders. We expanded the commercial zone to Alder Street a few years ago. I'm not sure where 47 Main, actually, I'm not
He's
sure.
on Railroad Street. He's
Huh?
on Main, what is
Main,
that? Main.
47 Main.
Yeah, so he would
Yeah, well,
be in the
40
commercial, if we extended to all the streets, he would be in it.
47 Main may be the wrong address.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know how it hooks onto Alder. You can't get there from Alder Street.
No, but it just, the commercial zone is all the street,
right.
borderline.
Oh, okay.
But
I
some
think-
years ago, the select board, seem to recall, changed. It used to be that Main Street included the part from downtown intersection to Alder Street, and then Railroad Street started. And that, I think, is how this place got its address. But I think the board changed that and started Railroad Street right at the downtown intersection. So, but that's a minor point, really. This whole discussion is about its address at this point.
So anyhow, that's where I'm at. I mean, I gave him the information I had. And I'm gonna send him more information on tax credits. I will also copy you on all of the information that I sent him, because I think that we should think about having like a packet of standard information for people, for projects like this. And there might all be different. I mean, they might be like the gentleman who came in talking about the ADU today. And it might be somebody with a distressed property like this, but we want to make sure that we have all of the pieces together. So, but this was the kind of project I was thinking of that we would feature in the housing discussion. So I think that's good. At some point, maybe after we get the survey out, we might consider like a walking tour with the planning commission and start thinking about other properties that we might want to target, or, say, hey, what are you interested in doing this? And, start to think creatively.
Maybe we should look at the town tax map and sort of get an idea where to go
Yeah,
first.
for our walking
Not
tour, you
sure
mean?
what would we be looking for exactly? Properties with
Something,
space.
something with redevelopment potential. For infill housing, something that generates more users for your infrastructure. That, so it'd be more users who pay for the infrastructure. And, keeping in mind,
So we would
that we're all-
sort out any properties less than 1 acre to begin with.
not
No, you
necessarily,
can actually, no, it's proportional, right? If you have a half of an acre, you can have 2 dwellings, right? Or
Yep.
3, something like, yeah, right. I forgot, yeah.
so, under the Home Act. The minimum allowable density for areas that are served by offsite water and sewer are 5 units an acre.
Right.
So, when people hear that, they tend to freak out. They think it's too dense for our town. It's not, we're just a small town, but, that's why I'm interested in sending out the Homes for All toolkit to all of you, because I think some of those housing typologies that are featured in there might help people overcome objections to density, but also think creatively. So, there will be a little bit of homework on this one.
I understand that Giuliano bought the property on Derby Street that, those 2 buildings, like when you come down Pleasant Street, the one right in front of there, and then the next. So what are those? Are those just rooms or apartments?
Those are apartments.
So why isn't it that being rented yet?
They aren't.
They're all rented? I never see cars there.
Well, he Airbnbs them.
Oh, okay.
But there is,
so
but
you're
there
saying
is,
Airbnb.
there's one, but I think there's one apartment that's being,
To the right of it, to the right of.
That's right.
Mr. Morris's 2-story building,
The white one? The one
yeah,
next door?
to the right of that.
Yeah,
That's rent, that's rent.
right to full time, right?
but the other building, I just don't see any cars.
Sometimes they'll have some,
That's Airbnb.
yeah, yeah,
It's too bad.
yeah.
Airbnb.
And there's some communities that are in New Hampshire that are starting to restrict Airbnbs.
Yep.
Because it's causing a lot of problems.
There's places in Vermont to that too.
North Conway, New Hampshire is one of those places. Big fights right now going on about Airbnbs.
I don't know how many Airbnbs we have in town.
There's data on the Vermont Housing Data website that it shows rental activity.
Okay.
Over time. So, it doesn't necessarily provide you with a hard count of properties, but it gives you an idea of like how many rentals are occurring.
Well, and you could always just go on the Airbnb or VRBO and the houses would be there,
Right.
but some of them don't go through that.
Oh, no.
Just rent it.
I counted one time about 30.
Well, I was just gonna say it's 50 or less
Yeah.
is what
Yeah,
I suspect right now that's going
Yeah.
on.
And some people, it's not something they do all the time. It's they rent the house out when they're not there.
Right.
It's they use it most of the time, but if they're not there for a month out of the year, they rent it during that month.
Right. So that's why it's called, the service is called Air DNA, and it just shows what the rental activity is going on, but it doesn't distinguish between like a dedicated short-term rental and
oh,
a
okay.
part-time one.
It's hard. We did a study last year. It was the year before last. NVDA did it with us. It was between us, St. Johnsbury, and Lindenville, where we tried to
Oh, yeah.
gauge that whole lodging study. And
Yeah.
there is no real hard and fast data on that.
It's hard to put your finger on it.
So, that was the only other thing. But I do need to follow up with not only with Kyle Forrest, but with you so that you all see the information that I've sent to him. And then the other thing was at some point, we really need to look at the future land use map that Liam presented and
Mhm.
revisit that. Because, that will also, give you an extended opportunity to expand the designation area for, for tax credits and permit reform, et cetera. So, I think that would require an in-person meeting to look at that whole wall size map.
Is there anything out there that, we'll say a person's got a great big house and they're only using 4 rooms out of it? Is there anything out there that would help them, put apartments in the other?
Yes, Vermont Housing Improvement Program.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why we put one of those questions in the survey, because,
I think we need to get that information out too,
yeah,
cause I didn't know about that.
yeah. So that's all I have for today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Allison.
Well, the visit was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have gone through that house.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad that I didn't get more people, and my boss wanted to go too, and he had a meeting somewhere, so maybe we could all get a second visit, and then if maybe he knows that everybody's really interested in.
Push them a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind.
that might be good. All right,
Okay, very good. Thank you.
thank you.
Right, so the next one we have is the zoning administrator update. I did talk to Nick. He's got one new permit, a shed from Mr. Newman, I believe his name is. Mr. Newman, it's very hard printing on the bulletin board. He also sent an email to Joel and me about that property on did we already talk about this on Cedarwood Drive about the ground mounted? Is that completed now?
I
About,
have not heard anything more about it.
because
So I
you
assume,
had suggested that if he, the way he had it, it didn't seem like he was gonna have a problem. It was just the height or something about it.
well, there's a question of how much wattage really, if
Oh,
he's
do I?
above above a certain amount, the town loses control over it. So it goes to the Public Service Board. Other than that, if it's not a big, huge 50 kilowatt project and it's ground mounted, it needs a permit like anything.
And you did
On
reply
the roof,
to,
if it's on the roof, it doesn't need a permit.
okay. Because I did see you responded to Nick and he
Right.
was just gonna try as measurements or whatever. He was,
I assume he took that knowledge and acted on it.
yeah. Okay, so that's all I have from Nick. What else do I have? Okay, so approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I
Other business, I do have a letter that we just received from Norwich, Solar. And it's on, to the town representatives, selectmen and of the planning board. On behalf of the Brighton Basil Hill Solar LLC, this is a courtesy letter to share with you that the solar proposal on Basil Hill Road will not move forward. As delays in securing all necessary information to present a petition to the Vermont Public Utility Commission continue, the project has concluded it cannot advance. Isn't that great? Those people are gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's some
God.
great news. Okay, so that was that. And, do we have any other business anybody wants to discuss? Good. Do I have a motion to adjourn then?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
Favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.